Now, the biggest stories on the South Coast from the WBSM Newsroom. This is WBSM News.
The woman killed in a Taunton crash has been identified as 54-year-old Lori Ann Medeiros of Middleborough, and the man who hit her, the suspect in a narcotics investigation, is being charged. The Bristol DA's office says 34-year-old Hector Fernando Bannister Sanchez of Medford is charged with manslaughter, reckless motor vehicle homicide, and negligent motor vehicle homicide in Medeiros' death. State police had tried to stop Bannister Sanchez in Middleborough on Monday afternoon just after 2 p.m. in connection with a narcotics investigation. But Bannister Sanchez allegedly fled the attempted stop at high speed, crashing into Medeiros' Ford Fusion on Kingman Road in Taunton several minutes later. Police said he was not being pursued at the time. Medeiros was killed and Bannister Sanchez sustained non-life-threatening injuries in the crash. 2 people were injured in a stabbing and a separate shooting that took place in New Bedford's North End within an 8-hour span on Saturday. Police spokesperson Lieutenant Scott Corolla said officers responded first to a stabbing that injured a male victim in a fight about parking on Saturday afternoon. A juvenile has been arrested in connection to the attack, which Corolla said took place after an argument over the way a vehicle parked on Earl Street near Brook Street. The victim made his way to St. Luke's Hospital for treatment and is expected to recover. Then, at around 11:30 p.m. Saturday night, patrol units responded to a shots-fired incident at Bullard and North Front Streets. Police later learned that a woman was taken to the hospital by a private car with what Corolla described as a, quote, serious injury. Corolla said the investigation remains very active. Police did not disclose the victim's current condition. Acton police have located a vehicle they believe was involved in a hit-and-run last week that seriously injured a 13-year-old boy. The teen was in a crosswalk on Great Road in Acton last Wednesday night when he was struck by a vehicle that did not stop. The boy was flown to a Boston hospital because of the serious nature of his injuries. Police have not charged anyone in the case and say the investigation is ongoing. Get out and vote. Today is Election Day, but Massachusetts Secretary of State William Galvin says he expects turnout to be low. Bristol County voters will be deciding on a sheriff, while those in Plymouth County will be choosing their DA. New Bedford and Fall River will also decide whether to join the MBTA and allow the commuter rail to Boston that's already being built. Other ballot questions include licenses for undocumented drivers, changes to dental insurance and alcohol licenses, and the millionaire's tax. Massachusetts voters will also be picking their next governor, as Charlie Baker is not seeking re-election. Polls show Democrat Maura Healey with a massive lead over Republican Jeff Deal. Meanwhile, in Rhode Island, a majority of the cities and towns are voting on whether to allow marijuana businesses to operate locally. The referendums are not happening in the 4 cities and towns where there are medical marijuana dispensaries already in the state, which are in Providence, Central Falls, Portsmouth, and Warwick. Governor McKee signed a bill legalizing recreational cannabis possession and sales, which is set to take effect on December 1st. In sports, the Celtics won't be playing tonight as part of an NBA-wide break for Election Day. But tomorrow they'll host the Detroit Pistons after collecting their 3rd straight win over the Grizzlies in Memphis yesterday. And the Bruins will take on the Calgary Flames on Thursday. Now for a look at your local forecast from ABC 6.
Look for plenty of sunshine for this afternoon and highs that will be cooler in the mid-50s. For tonight, clear skies with some patches of frost as lows will be dropping to near 30 degrees. Meanwhile, Wednesday will start very chilly, but that sun should warm us up to a high near 53. From the ABC 6 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kelly Bates on New Bedford's News Talk Station, 1420 WBSM.
At the moment, it is 53 degrees and sunny. I'm Kate Robinson for WBSM News. Stay up to date with New Bedford's News Talk Station, 1420 WBSM, and get breaking news alerts and podcasts with the WBSM app.